You guys want a lowdown on that? 2.7 liter Ecoboost. Somehow the front, was it the rear thrust washer on the crank got chewed up. The crank walked its way back into the actual housing of the block. It chewed up the crank inside the block. So now the engine's locked up with it embedding itself in the block. So that needs a new engine. That F-150 right there, the other one, is getting turbos and lines and gaskets and manifolds and everything because it's pissing out of every orifice you could possibly piss out of. That 6.8 liter right there in that F-350, that V10 was just built by a company up in Wisconsin, and one of the rods and bearings is so freaking tight in that thing that when you go to crank it over, whoa, 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 you can almost feel and you can hear the scraping inside that's going on where that rotating assembly is binding up inside that truck, and you can barely even spin it over by hand, and it's a brand new engine, literally brand new engine that was just built 2 months ago that they've been waiting to bring to us. Finally they brought it to us, and now that thing is binding up. You can't even turn it over by hand. The block that you're seeing right there is a block out of a 2003 Mustang SN95, or the New Edge they call it. He is doing a rehone and bore and stuff on that, new freeze plugs and everything else. Cylinder head's warped a little bit on it. They barely drive it. It's got like 18 or 19,000 miles on it. The cylinder head's warped just enough. Now coolant's seeping over into the cylinders. They brought it in here, sent the heads off to the machine shop, and they were like, yeah, there is somewhat of a deviation there. Not huge, but it would be enough to possibly suspect that that's what's causing the coolant to leak over into the cylinders. There's no cracks in the heads that block anything like that. So that's getting built. And let's see what we got going on over here. This is a 2018 Transit. Front cover seal is leaking. So they want this all pulled apart and resealed. So that's what this is getting. 3.7 liter. That right there is, what did he say? That is going to get a reductant tank heater assembly for the DEF fluid. So that came in here not too long ago. We couldn't verify the problem. Now that it's cold and the system's, I don't know. They said now that it's cold, it's acting up more, and the check engine light is popping on more. Now it's permanent. It's like a P0200A. I don't know what it was. Something like that. So it's getting a heater assembly. It's a 19 that's getting phasers and the whole rattle-on startup works. How many miles are on that, Rob? 87? Yeah. Oh, this is the one that had just a little bit of warranty?
ESP is paying 66%.
And Ford's paying the other 33. So he's out of the bumper-to-bumper stuff on that particular truck right there, but luckily he had ESP. So Ford's going to pick up somewhere around $1,400 on that job, and his extended warranty is going to pick up the rest of that. 2019 F-150 3.5 liter Ecoboost rattle-on startup, so it's going to get new phasers and all that jazz. This is a 2020 Interceptor with 53,000 miles on it. Sometimes it won't go in reverse. Sometimes the trans, you put it in drive, it won't drive. So the trans guy more than likely is going to have to pull that trans out and rebuild it or replace it. This deal here, I think the story is it came from another shop. They were trying to do some work up in here, and they boogered up the connector and everything. Broke it. It wasn't making good connection with valve body and stuff, so our trans tech had to go in and splice, put a new connector and everything in it because the other place just really shit the bed on this one. So he had to go in here and put that whole new harness connector and stuff in there because they really chewed it up when they were working on it at the other shop. You guys know this truck came in for a draw, and it was really difficult to find. Ended up finding the gem module and the fuse box inside was partially faulty, but also at the same time that third eye brake light right there, for some reason, whenever you put those cargo lights in there, something's wrong with that. They got rubber. There's rubber grommets that the lights snap into, and then they turn to mush, and you can almost pinch your fingers right through those grommets, and they were shorting out, and it was causing all kinds of issues back here with this light. So I mistakenly ran across that when I was trying to figure out what the rest of the problem is. So the gem module and the fuse box brought my draw down from 0.192 down to 0.57 or something. And I still couldn't figure out why I still had a little bit of a high draw, because that's still a little bit too much. Then I came back here and I noticed the brake light was out. It was burned up pretty good. So I put a new brake light in and got that working. And I looked up there while my pedal pusher was on the brake, and I said, none of those lights are working up there. So I go up there and I look and I pull the filaments out, I pull the cargo lights out, and then I also pull the brake light out. All three of them were blown, and two of them, the filaments were laying over on the other side, not just blown in two, like they were shorted out, blown together. They blew the filaments over to make a connection. I pulled all that out of there, then my draw went away. Then my draw went down to didn't go away completely. It was still a little too high for my liking, like 0.28. Something like that, or 0.028. I'd like for it to be under 0.025. There should be nothing going on at all. So I'm fishing around, and I said, man, I can't find anything else wrong with this truck. Just a little bit is acting up. It took me 5 attempts with the rotunda to test the factory battery that was in here. The battery the guy had in here from 2020 or 21, and what's up? Do I have a green roll-off? I don't think so. I think if they would be, it would be in the top drawer, or the top drawer of the black box. But I don't think I have one. 2020 the battery. Wait, this Napa Legend? 10 of 20 is what it says. And I said, you know what? Let me try another battery tester. So I came over here and just got this quick rotunda. This EXP 890. Man, the damn thing popped up. The battery was bad. Bad cell, replaced battery or something like that. Or let me see. Not this one. Where's it at? I forget where. Is it right here now? So this is the one, the rotunda, the big load tester, tested it at good health, right? So then me and Anthony are going around today. We got the portable one. That's right, I got the thing on my phone. I'll flash it up here on the screen at the very, very end of the video. And that thing came back and actually gave me a good reading, cold cranking amps, everything. And it said bad cell, cold cranking amps was like freaking way down on this thing. It didn't even say recharge battery, it just said the battery was bad, just no good. And we have a good spare battery. This is a Super Start, but it's like one of the premium ones or something like that. The Extreme Super Start. It's still a good battery. It tests at like 880 or something. Which one did we do? Where is it at? 800 it's rated at 800. It tested at 828 cold cranking amps. So that battery's good. We stuck it in there and put it in there this morning. Started everything up, shut the truck off, let all the modules power down, and the draw went down to 0.007 with that new battery in there. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. I mean, was I detecting some kind of loop through where maybe the cell was shorted a certain way inside or bad a certain way inside that battery, and it was causing the battery to draw down? Was it causing some issues because of the reading the computers was getting from the one that was in there, and it was just barely good enough to do anything? I don't know. So I let it sit all day with 0.007 draw. And I came back just 15-20 minutes ago, started the truck right up. And I said, you know what, the real test will be let it sit from now overnight till tomorrow, and then come back and see what's going on with it. I didn't see. It'll start up every time now, I bet you. I bet something wrong with that battery that was causing a lot of the problem that was going on with this truck. So not only was it a gem module that was bad, I actually bought it for the customer. I didn't charge him for the module. I paid for it myself. We kind of lack of communication and stuff when he came in. You guys know the whole story. If you go back a few videos, you'll see this 2003 F-150. There was real bad communication between me and the service writer, and the service writer left out a lot of information. So I said, you know what, I'm going to take care of the customer. I don't want him to be unhappy. Just leave the truck with me. Let me work on it little by little whenever I can. So finally, I get around to getting all the lights and stuff in it. I disabled those two cargo lamps because I want him to actually get a new pigtail assembly and stuff online. because those connections back there are rotten. They're no good. And put the new harness and stuff in back there. I'm gonna finish putting the dash together in the morning. And then I'm working on this Econoline. It's got a lean condition, and there's another trans shop this man took this truck to, and he had him put a transmission in it, and then the flex plate cracked. Then something happened with the, I don't know, torque converter or front seal or something like that, and then something else happened, and then now it's here again, and the rear seal, the output shaft seal is leaking. I said, you know what, I'll take care of it all while it's here. Just give it to me. He's a good customer of ours, and I said, I'll just take care of it all for you. And I ended up picking up, where the heck's it at? The OE seal for it. So I'm gonna get this seal put in tomorrow. And he said, I don't know, man, it used to be a great trans shop, but over the last year, a lot of their senior guys are gone, and it's all young guys now, and it's just the service is not the same anymore. So anyhow, that's the shenanigans going on around here. Oh, we had a customer come in tonight with a 22 Explorer he just bought 800 miles ago, and he said, why is it every time I push that brake pedal, it's got 800 miles on it, why am I hearing this shh, 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 just at the top? And I get down there without the key even in it. It's an Explorer ST, and I push with my shh. Huh, I hear that. Let me go compare it to another new Explorer. Go to another Explorer ST, press it, same sound. Go to another Explorer ST, press it, same sound. I said, well, sir, they're all doing it. And if I can compare it to a like vehicle and they're all doing it, there must be a reason. I come back here to the computer and go into the description and operation of the braking system on the new Explorer ST, and it's all simulated pedal feel. That's why. It says there's when you push on the brake pedal, you're sending a signal to another part of the HCU that receives that signal, and then it applies what it needs to a longitudinal actuator that then pushes on something else that tells the HCU this is how much braking force you want. It's all simulated pedal feel now. It's not even like a live pedal. And I said, what you're hearing is you're hearing all that stuff actuating in that HCU that's causing all this braking to happen that you're not used to. And all of these that I just tried, they all do it. I pulled one in for him, and he was like, yeah, I don't know that I like that, though. I didn't notice that at first when I first bought it, and I really don't care for that, almost like a gear going shh, 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 shh. Yep. Today's been a weird day. Really weird day. And then I went over here to 2018 Ford Taurus police interceptor, bought from an independent shop or an independent dealer, small, probably hole in the wall mom and pop dealer, and they want to turn it into a passenger car. So they started doing a lot of the stuff themselves, but there's a lot of lights on, and they want to know why the heater don't work. So I'm going through it, and I verified the fuses are good, verified the relay's good. I send power down the supply side to the heater box. It turned on, no problem at all. I have supplied ground to the ground side, because it's ground side control through the HVAC control module via the front control interface demand when you turn things on. So well, I ain't getting no ground out here to this relay to actually energize and send power down to the speed control module, or the little speed control unit. I go down there and check the speed control unit. Oh, I got ground and stuff down there, the main ground for it, but I don't have the supply ground that's supposed to be going to this car via the HVAC control module. But I need to get ground out there to the relay. So I'm pushing my buttons on my data logger. I'm looking at the front control interface module. Okay, I see power turn on, vent, recirc, AC. All these things are being identified through the front control interface module. Now, let me go to my HVAC control module, pull it up, and see if it identifies me pushing all the buttons. It identified me pushing none of the buttons. All the data was just completely frozen, not doing anything at all. So then I said, let me pull the center console apart and get all the way down to the connection, make sure I got my good power, my good ground, my data, I'm communicating, it sees what's going on. But every time I hit that button, it's not supplying ground out there to that relay to turn on. I got a bad HVAC control module, which is not uncommon in these things. So I had to order an HVAC control module for it. It'll be here like Wednesday or Thursday, I think, next week because of the holidays. Yeah. Today was I'm bouncing around trying to get the truck done, trying to get the van done, trying to help this guy, trying to help that guy, trying to diagnose stuff in the service drive. Today's been a long day. Thank you all for listening to this rant about the day in the life of a technician. It ain't just come to work and stay over by your box and you don't have to help nobody else. Well, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. I ended up getting a package that was delivered a while ago. Since I'm back to work, one of my subscribers sent me a hat that's almost too small, but it fits. Like the hat, very, very nice. I appreciate it. And then I also got a professional trim restore kit. The rags, the application brush, the special microfiber sponge. Let's see if I get in here. I got the Solution Finish Black Trim Restore. Brings black back, restores, conditions, and protects. And then it has a cleaner kit and a sealer. There's a over the something plastic sealer, and then trim cleaner, plastic and trim cleaner. So there's a kit they want me to try out and use. I'm going to do that. So I appreciate that from you guys. It's been my day. I'm going home. Y'all be blessed. Thank you for watching this all the way through. Y'all take care.